get Angola.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel,
Organic Roots.
and today our topic is going to be about
Cultural appropriation. So we're going to be talking about what is cultural appropriation and why it's important to speak on it. What is cultural appropriation?
So the Wikipedia definition of cultural appropriation is the concept in sociology dealing with the adoption of the elements of a minority culture by members of the dominant culture. So obviously we've seen this a lot in 2017, and this is just something that is bound to continue happening if people are not educated on the matter.
I'm assuming that in that definition, the dominant culture would be the, white people,
Right, right.
And the minorities would be like other cultures that are like immigrants and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like we as a society should be speaking more about cultural appropriation?
First of all, I think it's important for us to know when cultural appropriation is happening. I feel like people think this is trend, think it's okay for it to be happening, that other cultures are not being offended by this, and I feel that's where the problem stems from.
I totally agree. I feel like people think it's all like fun and games, but you don't realize that what you do is affecting another group of people, and I guess it's hard to see that because you're not in that group, so it's hard to see that, wow, this is offensive, this can hurt someone's feelings, and you don't really see that. But that's why we're making this video, just to shed a light on what cultural appropriation is and how it affects different groups and different minority groups.
So I know some of you guys might not even know what cultural appropriation is and why is it so offensive to other people, but basically some examples of cultural appropriation would be, for example, we know that an element of Black culture is cornrows. Everybody knows this and everybody is fond of that, but when a different group of people take that same element of that culture and call it boxer braids, sis, it's not boxer braids,
it's cornrows.
It's cornrows, okay? And call it cornrows because that's what it is. Don't change it up because when a Black person is wearing cornrows, it's seen as being ghetto, it's seen as being this, it's seen as being that. But when a white person takes that same exact element of that culture and changes up and calls it boxer braids, it's automatically chic and spontaneous.
It's new, it's fun,
it's fun.
Inventive. And like that's the main issue here with a lot of people, why they find the appropriation of Black culture to be wrong, because these are things that Black people have been ridiculed for, teased and shamed for, and now all of a sudden, because it's put in a new package, given a new name, a new label, now it's okay for everyone to wear. So we're basically waiting for that majority group to tell us, oh, okay, now it's okay to wear cornrows. Now it's okay, but we'll just call it boxer braids.
We'll just call it boxer braids. Like, that's not okay. Taking dashikis. Why is everybody and their mother wearing dashikis? You don't even know the origin of that print, that pattern, yet you're wearing it because it's a trend.
Yeah, I feel like, obviously, coming from we're Africans, and I feel like people think that the only culture that can be appropriated is Black culture, but like...
And when we say Black culture, we mean people that ancestors were slaves.
Yes.
We don't talk about people, because although we're Black, we're not Black Americans.
We're Black, we're African.
Right.
So, and most of the time it is Black people have started this new movement, pro-Black movement, roots, I guess ancestry, and everybody's into that. But when you start integrating like dashikis, tribal prints, you start using like Ankara fabric to do things like that, kind of takes away from the African culture. And I feel like it's because when you do stuff like that and you put it mainstream, when you start making African clothes in factories, I feel that's so that's disgusting to me, because you're taking away the specialness and the uniqueness of that country. You're taking that away from them, and that's not right at all.
So basically, this is just an issue that we said that has continued. Just recently, an example would be at the Grammys. We all know that Rihanna was doing a Gara Gara dance, but nobody said it was a Gara dance. Everybody said she was doing the stinky leg. That is not the stinky leg, okay? That is not the stinky leg. That's the guard dance that originated from Africa. Say that. Do not be ashamed to say where something comes from. Right. If you're going to take elements of somebody's culture, tell us where that element came from. Tell us that this is a dance that came from this place. This is a thing that came from this place. Do not be ashamed to say that, because that's when people start getting offended. That's when people's culture starts getting stolen from that.
I feel like, me personally, it's not even about like that's also an important element of it. But like also like I just feel like certain things, like just save it for the people that it's for. You know, like if it has nothing to do with you, just save it for people that it's for. Like people who appropriate Indian culture, like they wear, you know, bindis on their like foreheads for like a design or whatever. That marking has a very specific meaning in Hindu culture, and that is representative of something that is definitive to their people. And when you take that and you play around with things like that, it's not okay. So I just feel like, okay, yeah, we know where it's from, but also like if it's just not yours, just refrain from refrain from it, you know. And I feel like there's also some very extreme cases of cultural appropriation. Now, I'm sure everyone knows about good old Rachel Dolezal, who was the president of the NAACP, and she claimed to be black for years. And the truth was, she was white. Both of her parents were white, and she was white, but she decided to, you know, do things to her skin to make her skin dark, you know, change her hair to make her hair curly, so she could be black. What do you think about that?
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous, because, and the part I find disheartening is the fact that we can't just wake up one day and say we want to be white. There's no way for us to be white, or, you know, for people to think that we're white. So I don't think it's fair, honestly. I feel like it boils down to that she can get up one day and white people can just turn black, and we still have to walk the shoes of our ancestors. We still have to do the things that black people are supposed to do. So why is it okay that she's allowed to get up one day and now she's black?
Now she's black. And I feel like people do that out of like fun, because actually, like, this actually happened this week. But like in class, I go to school. I go to a very diverse school. But this one girl who's white, our teacher is Mexican. She's one of two teachers of color in my entire school. And this one girl who's white, she said, man, if I could be any race, I would just love to be Latina. Like, I just want to be Latina so bad. I just love the culture. I just love everything about it. And my teacher, who's Mexican, she heard her saying this, and she was like, that's cool and all, but you don't understand the issues that come with being a person of color. You're saying that because you're white. You're a white female. You don't understand what it is to be a Latina in America. So that's why you're saying things like that.
And it's disrespectful. It actually is disrespectful. The amount of struggles people of color have faced in this country, it's unbelievable. So for you to say things out of ignorance, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and going back to like, you know, appropriation of African culture, like, I just feel like the whole, like, the commercialization of like the head wrap, the head wrap she's wearing, right? I mean, it's cute, and it's become like a trend as well. It is something that many, like, you know, African American black women have been wearing, and African women have been wearing, and, you know, now it's becoming made in like hair in factories and commercialized, and people can get it from all these different boutiques, like African print and tribal print to wear as like head wraps and things like that. And people are getting like going to like factories and getting like waist beads and stuff, which is like something that's indigenous to African culture. But I don't know. I just feel really like iffy about it. It kind of like it rubs me the wrong way.
It does. So those are our thoughts on cultural appropriation and what that means for each of us.
Yeah. And, you know, honestly, like, if you are somebody that is not of color, or if you are somebody that is black and is appropriating other cultures.
Yeah, because that can happen too. We don't want to make you seem that, like, only black culture or African cultures are appropriated, but minority cultures seem to be appropriated a lot.
Yes, and it can be, like, not just white people appropriate culture. Black people can appropriate culture. Like, any race of people can appropriate anyone's culture. And I think that's what we need to realize. It's basically like, well, I'll use this example. Like, it's basically like your mom makes this like special pie. Like your mom makes this pie that like nobody's ever heard about. Like she made like this like pie, like the, you know, like zucchini pie or something, right? And you know, your friend comes over one day and they're like, oh my gosh, this zucchini pie is so nice. Like she sits down, she watches your mom make that zucchini pie, she eats the zucchini pie, she's like, wow, that's some really nice zucchini pie. She goes, tells Betty, Ann, Sarah, Michaela, everybody else, y'all need to get on this zucchini pie. They go start making your mom's zucchini pie in all the different stores and all the different restaurants. And now your mom's zucchini pie is not special anymore. Because little old Betty went and told the whole neighborhood and the whole world about zucchini pie. And now your mom's zucchini pie is all over the place and now it's not special to you and your mom.
Not only is your mom's zucchini pie everywhere, but nobody is saying that it was this person's mom that made it. You know, like give credit where credit is due.
Now everybody's saying, "Oh, thank you, Betty."
Thank you, Betty.
Thank you, Betty. It was my mom's zucchini pie. My mom made that zucchini pie. Give my mom credit for what she did.
Oh my goodness.
That's cultural appropriation in a nutshell. Basically.
Yeah, in a nutshell, basically. I don't know, sis. If your zucchini pie is good, I'm gonna have to hop on that. You feel me? But those are our thoughts on cultural appropriation. We hope you guys take from that what you need to take from that. If you are somebody who maybe you didn't know you were appropriating somebody else's culture, but now that you do, take that and use that to your advantage. Stop it. Educate yourself.
So thank you for watching this video, everyone. Make sure you thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and just thank you for watching.
Okay. All right.